Okay folks, I'm going to walk through a pressure test on a 2001 GTX Di. You know, they're fairly sensitive to fuel pressure, and this one, although at wide open throttle it runs great, doesn't miss a beat, but about 45 miles an hour there's a slight hesitation. I've already replaced the fuel filter, cleaned the injectors, and the air regulator and fuel pressure regulator on the injection head. So the one thing that remains is to make sure the fuel pressure is steady and not increasing or decreasing in that range. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is separate the supply fuel line, which is the one that passes through the filter here. This is the outlet of the pump, and as you can see, the two fuel lines have the standard automotive quick connects. These are, you know, this is a 2001 model, so these have been around for a while, and some of them are a little different today, but these are the GM, I think, introduced those, and you're going to use the tools that are available for separating these, either the little plastic jobs or one of these metal tools that I have. It's a 5/16, that's key. 5/16 is the tube size, so you have to have the tool for 5/16. So like I said, you're going to separate the pump outlet hose right here, and in between these fittings you're going to insert a jumper, which I've made up. Obviously SeaDoo's shop manual has a standard designation for this, but basically it's a T. You need a T that goes to a pressure gauge, and that's where you're going to read the pump pressure. And all you need at the ends of this jumper piece are the male and female quick fittings, and here I've used plastic versions with 5/16 nylon fuel hose that's made for this. If anybody cares, I can give you piece numbers, part numbers for this stuff. It cost me about 15 bucks on Amazon, not including the pressure gauge. I had that, so pretty easy to make this up. The pressure of the pump to the injection head when you put your key in should go up to 27 psi, and the regulator on the injection head, anybody that has a Di should be familiar with this, but here is your fuel pressure regulator right here, and when it's not running, 27 psi is the static pressure. This is the air regulator on this side that regulates the pressure from this is the incoming compressed air hose from the air pump that's down in here on the side of the engine. And anybody that knows about a Di will recognize that, and the air pressure should be a constant 80 psi when it's running, and that's handled by the air pressure regulator here, which is tied into the fuel pressure regulator here, so that the regulator of the regulated pressure of the fuel is 27 psi above the reference temperature of the air. So 80 plus 27 is 107 psi, and that's what you should read when it's running. If your pump can't put out I think they call for a minimum of 105 psi, you have a problem there. If it's putting out too much pressure, then you could have a problem with these one or both of these regulators. But first thing we're going to check is the static. That's the engine off pressure 27 and the running pressure at 107. Okay, so we've installed the jumper piece right here with the quick connect fitting. Here's the T to the pressure gauge. This is the other side here. They went in just fine. And the line to the gauge is here. So we're gonna go ahead and plug in the key, and we should get 27 psi. So that is, I don't know how accurate this gauge is, but it's reading about, I don't know, 35. So I guess that's better than low. I don't know how accurate this gauge is. I've had it a long time, but I guess the important thing is it starts up fine, and we're going to check it when it's running. That's going to be the key. Okay, so the pressure running is around 110, which is perfect, considering error on that gauge. It's steady when I rev the throttle. So the only question remains, I'm getting this hesitation underway at about 45 miles an hour. So I think I'm going to take it for a ride with the gauge hooked up, and we're going to see what happens right at that spot. So I'll keep you updated.